Guitars. I said it before and I'll say it again. Get yourself a Laudo if you can. If you can. Anyways, welcome back to another Josh K guitar video. Josh K here at your service. I'd like to dive back into the Mick Goodrick series today. So without any further ado, let's get right back in there. Here's the book in question. The Almanac of Guitar Voice Leading for the year 2001, all the way up to 2023, obviously. By Mick Goodrick, one of my former teachers at Berkeley. Amazing, amazing teacher. Super tough teacher. I probably wasn't ready for the lessons that I got with him, but I was lucky enough to be in his presence, so that was really, really cool. That said, while I was there, he gave me this book, and I'm going to pass it on because I've noticed that, you know, he sold it to me back then, I think it was $30 or $40, and today I see that it's not available for less than $1,000 or something. So that's crazy to me. So we are demystifying this book in this series. If anybody finds like PDF copies or something, please let me know. I'll link that in the comments, and then I can finally stop doing this because I'm literally going through every page while we do this. So let me know if I can stop. Let's get right into it. Before I begin, I will say, as it says on the cover, batteries are not included. Some assembly is required, and for that reason, I'm not going to do tabs. And I've been getting my MIDI pickup set up on this new guitar, but it's not quite right yet, so I am just going to go analog for today. And I hope that's okay. But yeah, the reason that I don't do tabs or charts or anything for this is because if I give you a tab, then that is a prescription for how to play it. And if you play in alternate tunings, right, you might want to figure this out there. If you play like slide guitar, you might want to figure these things out on one string so that you can slide through the notes. If you have small hands like me, you might want to practice some of these chord voicings one note at a time instead of 3 notes at a time, or you might want to practice stretching differently if you feel discomfort in your hands, stuff like that. So I don't want to just prescribe the tablature, the official version, because there's no official version. You have to figure this stuff out with your brain and with your mind. And that was the number one lesson that Mick Goodrick taught me, was don't play stuff because it's a lick that you know how to play. Play with intention. Play because it is music that you want to be making, music that is in your brain. Say it loud and proud and unapologetically. So, fearless, in other words. That said, let's get right to the page in question. We're going to Cycle 5, C harmonic minor, continuing our triad portion of this book. And again, Cycle 5, this is the last of the Cycle 5 series. I'm going to go ahead and blow these up so that you can take screenshots. Here's the top half of the page. This is the portion that we're going to be covering today, and actually I'm going to be doing just the third line today to keep the video nice and short, and also because in the last couple of series I did the first line in major minor, I did the second in melodic minor, so it only seems natural to do the third line for harmonic minor. I am going to be, again, playing these as a one-string exercise, and instead of doing tapping, I'm just going to be showing triad placements. I think this is really helpful for a couple of things, so we'll go over that as we get into it. Once again, screenshot that, and again, the third line is the one that we're going to be doing today, but I encourage you to practice all lines in this way. And then here's the spread version. Now, I actually don't take the method that we're practicing this in this video on spreads, and that's just because it's almost impossible to spread these specific voicings all the way down the line on one string. I would need like a 48 fret instrument to be able to do that or something. So because I'm working with a 21 fret instrument, I am not going to do that, and especially for all my acoustic people who can't really get up much higher than the 12th fret. Yeah, I don't want to go too hard on that. So that said, that's the page in question that we're going to do, and the line in question is going to be line 3 of your close voicings. So let's get right on this. Okay, so we're starting here. G, C, E. Okay. Now I'm going to start these on, let's do the B string today. I haven't done that one yet in any of these videos, I don't think. So, right here, fret 8 is G on the B string. Now, if you don't know this, I would highly recommend practicing counting, right? Now, if you know B, C, E, F, those are our two places that only have one fret. I teach this to basic theory students. I'll bring in like a piano, and then I'll also bring in a guitar, and I'll make them play. And what's happening is on a piano, you can see when there's black keys, those are places where in between notes there's a flat or a sharp. So that equates on the guitar to like C to D is going to be 2 frets because it's C, and then the black key between C and D is right there. So that's C sharp or D flat, and then D. And as you notice, there are black keys in between all of the letters except for E and F. So those are only 1 fret away. And then B and C. Those are also only 1 fret away. So if you know that this is the B string, B is 0. 0 plus 1 fret away is C. And then C to D is 2. D to E is 2. E to F. There's your other 1. And then 2, 2, 2. And then here's B, B to C. So if you really understand that, that actually starts helping people to play around. Because even if you only play, let's say, like pentatonic, really is pretty easy to start moving around once you know where things are. And then once you're moving around, you're just kind of dancing between positions of those scale shapes, those boxes people always ask me about how to get out. So now I'm in my box. Right? Now I'm just kind of noodling now, but again, if you learn how to execute these one string pieces of information, it really gets you playing instead of just kind of noodling around in the box. So that said, think before you play, right? And then you can make these sounds. But we have G, C, E. I'm going to start that on the B string. So if I count up B, C, D, E, F, G. Right? So if I find that, right, G is fret 8 on the B string, right? Then we have C, G, A, B, C, and then I have E flat. So that's going to be 13, and then fret 16 for E flat. Now, again, this is really helpful because if you know, like, you're doing your C minor chords, right? You can just apply the shape. Okay. C minor with G on top. And if you want to know about those shapes, check out my website, musicmakerlessons.com. Sign up for the mail list, and you'll just get my packet with all these shapes actually in it. Minor triads, right? So that's your C minor. You can also, again, like we were doing before, tap them. But, again, I'm not really doing that in today's video. Then from here, G stays in common. And then C, you can see from the arrow movements, C moves down 1 fret to B. E flat moves down 1 fret to D. You don't have to know where the 1 frets are automatically like I do right away. You'll learn it as you play it. So we were here. Then we're here. So 13, 16 went to 12, 15. Right? Again, this just gets you thinking about it. It's trying to hear the sound and trying to figure out how do you execute that. Because you can do the same thing. right? Now I'm crossing 2 strings. You can also do the same thing. Play it across 3 strings. You can play them as clusters. So this is why I don't do tabs for this, right? Because you can learn how to play these any way that you are practicing today. Some people are practicing trying to learn their triad shapes and those clusters. This is great if you do it like that, right? Right? But today, since we've done some videos like that already, I wanted to show how you can play the same information 1 note at a time and what the jumps look like, because these are all intervals. That's 5 fret jump. This is 3 fret jump, right? And then here, that's a 4 fret jump plus a 3 fret jump. So knowing that distance every time between every note and then understanding what the sound is when you move that distance, this is all part of this exercise. So if I'm moving fast through this, I apologize, but really take time. I'm taking time on this first chord change. I'm not going to spend so long on every single one. So like I said, I apologize for going really, really fast, but I want to keep it short for the video. This is a different sound. It's only 3 fret move, right? Right? 4 fret move has a different feeling. Right? Like there are different sounds when you move the relationship around. So knowing this, 5 frets and 3. And then same note, but then 4 frets and 3. That's interesting. That is an interesting sound. Slice it any way you like. And that is a very cool way to play C minor. You're playing, it's a C minor chord, and then you're switching to a G chord. So it shows you the voice lead. Even when you're playing, like this is more maybe of a lead guitar line than a rhythm guitar part. But I think that's important to differentiate and to practice both so that you have skills to do both and so that you can orchestrate as a guitar player. It's all just so important. So that said, I'm going to go through all of the rest of these right quick here. But notice as we move that it's moving 2 notes at a time. So here, G stays in common. You can always see with the line which note is in common. So this is just a line. G stays. Right? G, C, E flat in a C minor, G, B, D in a G chord, right? So this G stays in common, and then these 2 notes move, in this case, both by a half step, right? But then here, look, G moves down to F, that's actually a whole step, and then B down to A flat, that's an augmented second, that's 3 frets away, otherwise known as a minor third. And then D stays the same. So, right, we have... There's our C, should say C minor, and then there's G. Then G moves down to D diminished, right? And then we get F, A flat, D. So the top note stays the same. So that's gonna turn into 6, 9, 15. So that's a big jump. You could also play it there. Or you could play it. Right? Like, all of those are workable. Again, so there's your D diminished. Then we're moving to A flat. Now here your A flat, this middle note stays the same. And then your F moves to E flat, and D moves to C. So F, fret 6, moving to fret 4, 15 moving to 13, C, D moving to C. So we have... which is a big jump. That's all big, pretty big jumps. Then we have E flat staying the same. So this note on the bottom stays in common. We have a G and a B. Everything 4 frets. That gives us our E flat augmented. From here, your B on top stays the same, and E flat moves down 1 fret to D. G moves down 2 frets to F. So we have all of those are doable, right? Then E, then D moving down to C, F in the middle staying the same, and then A flat on top. That's right out of a pentatonic scale. But again, knowing the distance, that's what's going to get you to play around the neck. So I like to emphasize that. That's going to be all for today's video. I'm going to go ahead and play my way out. I love harmonic minor, but you know what? I'm feeling so joyous with this brand new pink guitar. I think I'm going to have to like go back to my joyous track that I made in the beginning. Something that I've been really trying to work on is not imposing too much of my music on the groove. Just hearing maybe a groove in the room almost, and then playing the groove, and then just making the groove stronger instead of actually trying to solo too hard. Eventually I always lose it and I start soloing. Who am I kidding?